You see this comment right here? This guy is just 3 years old and has made over $4,000 his first month after watching the last video I did like this. Now, obviously that comment is a joke, but in all seriousness, I started my first online business when I was 13 years old and now I am 19. So in this video, we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna go ahead and get into it where I'm laying out every single business that I've been able to make money from as a teenager, because in just a week, I will no longer be a teenager. So we're gonna go ahead and sort of skip the basic things of what I was doing when I was 12, 13 years old, of mowing lawns, doing detailing for cars, and things like that to make an occasional 20 bucks. You know, those things are great. Those are things you can still do to this day, but I want to stick more to the digital age of things that are popular right now that you can make money from a lot easier than manual work. I'm going over every online business that I've been able to start and make money from, and how you can do the same as a teenager here in 2021. And you don't have to be a teenager to watch this video. These are things that work for people at any age, but I'm giving you the experiences that I've had as a teenager and been able to make money from. So let's go ahead and get into the first one, which sort of happened by accident. Back in 2014, I was 13 years old. The social media app, some of you guys may remember, Vine, where you would have 6-second looping videos posted, something like TikTok. I would say TikTok is like the new version of Vine, maybe a little bit better, but Vine was really popular back then. And I believe I was in middle school, and you know, I wasn't really doing anything with my extra time outside of school. I did not play sports because I did not make the teams. I really didn't do anything else with my time, but I did have a little iPad mini that I'd gotten for Christmas one year that I'm very, very thankful for, because I don't think I would be here standing in front of this camera where I am right now without having that little iPad mini. So I had the app Vine, and I knew that I wanted to make videos, and I wasn't, the type of person to make videos of myself like I am right now, but I knew that I wanted to make videos, so I started themed accounts. The first one I started, it was called Epic, and really all I would post is random clips that I would find on YouTube or wherever of, sports highlights. Or I remember a very popular one that I had on Vine was of the guy, I believe his name is Felix, jumping out in orbit, and he pretty much, as an astronaut, jumped out from there and fell all the way to the ground, obviously with a parachute. But I remember that video went super, super viral. It was able to get me my first 100,000 followers on Vine. And I actually still have that iPad mini that everything started on. But on Vine, at the current time when I started, you couldn't upload videos from your camera roll. You actually had to film it. So I remember, sort of balancing my iPad here on my desk and trying to play, a clip on YouTube and sync the music from Spotify, while balancing and make sure it was in frame. And, it was a big pain in the butt, but I really enjoyed it. It was able to, get attention. Really all the value nowadays on social media is just based off of attention. So I was getting attention on Vine, and like I said, after some time of posting videos, I had that account eventually reach over 100,000 followers, which at the time, being in middle school, I didn't really care too much about making money from it. I didn't know how to make money from it. I didn't know I could make money from it, which is why I said this first business was an accident. But, I was getting followers and getting attention, and companies value that. And there was this company at the time that pretty much would pay you if you would promote apps and get them downloads. So you would promote these apps, and you would get paid per app download that you would get through promoting, through your account. And I remember looking at the dashboard and seeing some first downloads start to come in and some money growing in the account for my balance for commission. So all it was really an affiliate deal. It wasn't a company that was saying, hey, we'll pay you 20 bucks to post a video about this app and hopefully it gets us downloads. It was purely commission based. So it was all based off of the downloads that I could get for these specific apps. And depending on the app is what your pay would be. So, some apps you would get paid like 25 cents per download. Some you would get paid like $1.50 if, the business valued that acquisition of a download, higher than some of the others. So it would range, and they would have little competitions where you could win iPhones and things like that within the company. Looking back at it now, it's a pretty weird business. They just had a bunch of kids, on social media promoting this company. And, being underage, I had this money in my balance. It wasn't crazy money. It was maybe 20 bucks a day. But, in middle school, that's quite a bit of money compared to, making nothing at all. What am I going to do with 20 bucks a day? And, I couldn't get paid, digitally because I was under 18. I didn't know how it worked. They wanted to pay me through PayPal, and they ended up having to actually send me checks. I got to find one of those checks because I remember getting them in the mail every once in a while. And, it was really cool to see because, I had my little bank account under my parents, and I could deposit that money directly into there. And it wasn't crazy money again, but I just sort of left it in there, saved it up, and, obviously as a middle schooler, I had a little debit card, so I would waste some money on some things, and I'm pretty sure that money just disappeared as I would make it. And, you know, an interesting time. But that first business that I got into somewhat by accident was affiliate marketing just through Vine. And, you know, affiliate marketing is something really big even to this day. I'm going to post a few screenshots right here that I just took of some affiliate income streams that I've actually, you know, used here recently. You know, one being Shopify. You know, I used to promote Shopify here in my videos directly to sign up with them, and they would pay me X amount per sign up that they would get, which was really cool. So I was making, you know, an extra $2 to $4 grand a month just from promoting Shopify here on these videos. And this second screenshot right here is just me being paid over $14,000 for promoting one software and just one video here on my YouTube channel, which was super cool. So, you know, they didn't pay me, you know, $14,000 to post the video. That was purely commission based off of people that sign up. And the cool thing about that one is that it's recurring. So if you want to get into affiliate marketing, I highly suggest you get into something that is recurring. So even if you look at different softwares that you use, you know, look up if they have an affiliate program. So, you know, for example, if you were using Shopify, look up, all right, Shopify affiliate. And, you know, most companies do have an affiliate program, but you want to work with one that is recurring because, you know, I made that original video for that company that's made me over $14,000, and, you know, people signed up then and made me a couple grand, but then, you know, those people that stick to the software and continue to use it and enjoy it, you know, I would continue to get paid those commissions from those recurring customers within that software business, which is really cool to see. So affiliate marketing was the first business that I got into at 13 years old online and was able to make, you know, some decent consistent money with, you know, nothing too crazy. I think I had made, you know, up to in about a year and a half, you know, a little over $1 grand, which was, you know, pretty cool to see. And as my accounts were continuing to grow on Vine, I was just a kid in middle school who understood the algorithm and how to consistently post viral content, what type of content to post. And to put it in simple terms, you know, the big thing you would do is just revine for revine, because it's pretty much like a retweet, you know, where if I click revine on someone else's post, it'll share that video on my feed. So it's an easy way to promote it. When you have a group, you know, we would use Kick back in the day for that. I'm sure some of you guys may remember that. Leave a comment if you do. But we would use Kick. We would have a group chat of these big Vine pages, and then we would post and we do revine for revine. So as soon as we would post, each of us would reshare that original post, and it would just sort of blow up, because as soon as you post, you know, it's being promoted to all of these different big Vine accounts and all these different followers. And then when you have one go viral, you gain a lot of followers from that, and then everybody pretty much benefits from it. But as that continued to grow, I realized there was more to it and more that I wanted to do on social media other than just post on Vine. So as the years continued, you know, later into early high school, you know, I transitioned into Instagram because Vine had died off. So I sold a couple of my accounts to this agency in Florida, I believe for $900 total. And I remember they bought it and then they never even logged in. They never did anything with the accounts, which is pretty weird. But hey, I made that money, a little exit you could say, which was cool. But they never did anything with those accounts. But, you know, looking into that agency, it gave me an idea of, you know, there's all these companies out there that want to get into social media and want to take advantage of these opportunities. So I had switched over to Instagram, where I had actually been able to become a co-owner on an account with over 500,000 followers that would post, you know, little text memes. I'll put an example right here of like sarcasm posts, and it would get really good engagement. Instagram was very popular at this time, and it was easy to go viral and you know, grow pages on Instagram just through shout out for shout out. Same thing as revine for revine back on the Vine days. But I realized there was more of a demand for, you know, just social media consultations in general. So that's the second thing I want to talk about that I made money from, was just consulting for social media in general for all these different businesses that, you know, either didn't use social media at all, or businesses that I just saw weren't capitalizing properly on Instagram. So I started off doing it just on Instagram. I had somewhat of a broker, a guy who owned some huge Instagram pages at the time, who would pay me to grow other Instagram accounts for businesses. So these businesses that, you know, started to understand social media a little bit, they would have an Instagram account but didn't know how to use, you know, viral content to their advantage to make money and grow their attention. I would get paid, you know, X amount per 10,000 followers that I would get this company. So that was all through shout outs, viral content, and things like that. So to this day, there's still lots of businesses out there that aren't taking advantage of social media. And the new Vine right now, which is TikTok, pretty similar to Vine. It is not too difficult to go viral on there. You know, viral content, it's easy to come up with for the most part. It's just executing different ideas and having one that hits. And when one of those videos does hit, that's going to be very valuable to that account and business if it is one. So take advantage of the opportunities of helping these people with social media because you know, you're someone that uses social media. You're watching this YouTube video right now. And I know a majority of people that are watching this video are people that use Instagram, you use Twitter, you use Reddit, whatever other social media platforms that you may be using and familiar with. You don't need to be an expert, you know, with Facebook ads or anything like that. You just need to know how to use social media because you're really just looking at it and have to reverse engineer it. You know, look at why am I so engaged with this Instagram profile? Why do I watch every single YouTube video that this guy posts? Why do I, watch this guy's TikToks? What engages you and how do companies get your attention and how do they get you to buy something from them? So you reverse engineer that like I do. You see, all right, this is how it's working. They're using, GIFs to bring attention to their product that show it in a way that usually isn't shown. And they're getting attention that way and overall sales. So if you can reverse engineer that for a company and start to help them in that way, you can get paid either on a retainer basis or a profit share or even both. I work with clients to this day just for social media management where I just help overview what type of content they're posting and creating viral content that is similar to trends to help them get popular and get more attention for the company. So just an example, something you can do to this current day is if you use TikTok as a consumer, also become a producer, pay attention to the trends and find companies that are lacking and, capitalizing on these trends and figure out how you can use a specific, sound, which is what TikTok uses that's very popular and how trends work and how you can, use this dance or sound, to help a business create a video and, go viral. There's tons of opportunities with social media marketing and just consulting in general. So take advantage of that. But now let's get into number 3. So now to number 3, after we've gone through affiliate marketing and social media consulting, the third business that I started that made me a lot of money and still does to this day is e-commerce brands. So it all started when I was still on Instagram. I would say sophomore year of high school, maybe freshman, I was still doing social media consulting, but we had this big Instagram page, this buddy of mine in New York, he had over 3.5 million followers on a DIY page. And the way that he would make money and the way I would make money on my pages was from companies buying shout outs. Even to this day, companies still do this. Fashion Nova is a big one I'm sure you guys see a lot where, you get paid X amount to post on your Instagram feed or stories, which is pretty popular right now, for X amount of time. So, a company would pay us, all right, $500 to post this for 3 hours on our feed. And within those first few hours is when the account's getting most of the attention anyways. So it could be very, very worth it for the people that were buying these ad spots because, they could make a high return pretty easily on our page for the most part if they were similar to the niche. So, we saw these companies consistently buying over and over ad spots on these pages that we owned, and we're like, why are they doing this? If they're doing this, they're consistently buying ad spots on our pages, that means they're making money. We thought it was cool to just be making a little bit of money from it, but if they keep buying these posts, that obviously means that they're making money from it and they're making a return on their investment. So how can we do the same? So back to reverse engineering, like, all right, what do we need to do? We need to create our own e-commerce store and start selling on there. So we created a face mask brand. I wouldn't call it a brand. It was very basic. I didn't know anything about Shopify, web development, really e-commerce in general. We didn't really know what we were doing. But we created this store selling face masks. We started off just drop shipping and we would promote it only on this page. So what we would do is we made the store and then we would take this product and we would send it out to people on Fiverr and pay them to make, a little review or testimonial video, and we would cut it up and make this viral style content and post it on our page promoting an Instagram that was for our company. It was called a bubble mask. And basically, you put on your face, it would bubble all up, and it's supposed to clean your face and help exfoliate your pores. And we did really well with that. Within the first month, we did over $30,000 in revenue just by posting it on that initial page. So, that's really good. I thought I was going to be rich forever. I had a $1,000 day back on the old Shopify dashboard. I'll try and find a screenshot to put right here. But that was really cool to see. And I thought that I was rich and this is going to keep making me money forever. And, because of that, feeling that I had, we ended up buying inventory. We spent thousands of dollars, pretty much all the profit that we made, into buying tons of inventory and mailers and, labels and things like that to actually ship it out in-house because we thought we had this, billion-dollar brand on our hands. When in reality, we didn't know anything about e-commerce. So, after we posted that ad enough on our page, it stopped making sales because we oversaturated that audience. So it was no longer making money as an e-commerce brand. And boom, I'm left with a bunch of inventory here. But, for the grand scheme of things, we didn't know what we were doing and it lost money because I didn't know how to do Facebook ads. We didn't think of even reinvesting into other influencers. We just sort of like, all right, we're screwed. So after that whole situation, I knew that I still wanted to be involved in e-commerce because I thought it was a really cool idea to be able to own a business that people buy from and, consistently, and there's just a bunch of moving pieces and I find it cool to be able to manage all of those. So after that store, I continued to spend the next 7 months, trying to build an e-commerce store, just starting out drop shipping because that's just the way you would do it. It's how you would test products and, it was very, very simple at the time. And I was just doing influencer marketing because I still have my Instagram pages and I knew that I wanted to have a successful e-commerce store. So over time, fast forward to about 7 months later, in October of 2017, I had my first successful e-commerce store pretty much just blow up off the bat. I found this product, it was a gold foil rose, and I just started promoting it on my own page and saw it was making decent sales. So what I did was I reinvested those profits, which is something you should do in any business that you're starting online. It's better to reinvest those profits to make more, excuse me, and larger amounts than to just take that $50 profit and put it in my pocket and now what else? You have $50, why not try and turn that into 500, 5,000, 500,000, keep reinvesting it until you're at a really good point where you can take little dividends and cover your expenses. But as a teenager, the best part about this is, at least for me, I'm sure for most of you as well, is, as a teenager, you don't really have, many things to worry about because, maybe you're going to school, you're in high school, middle school, whatever it is. If you start a business and you lose $500, whatever the amount of money is, $100, it's not like you're not able to pay, for your kids' food, you're not able to pay for your house. You're just sort of back to being a normal kid. In high school, living with your parents, that's what you're doing already. So it's the best time to go through this trial and error phase as a teenager most of the time because, it's not like you have a ton of things to lose. Obviously as an adult, it can be a lot more stressful if you fail in this business and you can't feed your kids and you can't pay your mortgage or car payment, whatever it may be. So take advantage of the time and opportunity you have right now, especially with everything going online, because you can do very well with it. So as I started to see these sales coming in for this store, for the gold foil rose, all I knew was influencers, so I would take that money I would make and I would pay other influencers that I knew, and these were all themed accounts. These weren't personal accounts. They're like food pages, DIY pages, meme pages, things like that. And I ended up actually having a 20K day, close to it. It was a little over $18,000 in revenue. I posted a video and it has like 900,000 views right now. I'll put a little screenshot right here. So I made that at the end of the day, and it was crazy. I didn't know what was going on. It all happened so quick, and because of that, I wasn't really prepared for that influx of customer support, fulfilling orders, all that good stuff. So I ended up having to pay, kids from my school and kids around town that I knew to help me fulfill all of these orders, just through Overload because it was manual one by one, and dealing with credit card or debit cards. The bank would only let me do 20 transactions a day, so calling them, getting that figured out, it was just a big pain in the butt. But that showed me, all right, next time I do this, I need to be prepared. I need to have a system and an infrastructure in place. But e-commerce is a really cool business that you can make money from, and something I really, really stand by because I do this for a living and it's what I truly enjoy, running paid ads. Back then it was much more simple what I was doing. Nowadays, I have a $1 million brand that I started last year. I posted a video about, detailing everything as far as merchants and the Facebook ads and all that good stuff. There's a lot of details that go into it, and, starting it in today's age, it's something that's, I would say, mid-barrier entry. It's not going to cost you $100 to start. It's going to cost you more like a couple of grand. That's what you want to have. And e-commerce is something I still stand by to this day in 2021. You just have to do it the right way. So you can watch a couple of my recent videos where I highly suggest you reach out to me on Instagram, DM me the word mentorship, and back to infrastructure, I built this team of my top students over the past couple of years, and we teach people alongside myself, how to start their own e-commerce brands and scale them up and turn them into something real, not just some crappy dropshipping store that dies out, but something you start, scale, and aim for an eventual exit, because what's the point of starting a store and scaling it if you can't sell it and get nothing out of it at the end other than some profit? So that's what we're all about. DM me the word mentorship if that's something you're interested in on Instagram. Shoot me that word, and I'll just ask you a few questions to see if it makes sense for you and if you're in the right position, and we'll get going with it alongside my team and I. So now let's rewind back to 2017 when that first e-commerce store blew up for me. And it's funny, actually a couple of weeks before I had that 20K day, I started this YouTube channel. I started posting videos about my journey, just things I was learning and what I was seeing working. And literally a couple of weeks after I started my channel, I had that store blow up. I made that 20K a day video, and it helped me build my channel to where it is right now, which is super cool to see. So the next thing that I want to tell you that you can start as a teenager or at any age is a YouTube channel. YouTube channels are very, very valuable. I would say pretty much every business that I'm in right now has come from YouTube and meeting people. YouTube is a great opportunity to network and put yourself in front of people that are very successful in different areas that you may not be in. And I would say it's not super difficult. You just have to be consistent. When I started my channel, I was posting every single day. I would go to school, come up with some idea during school, come back from school right at 3 o'clock, and go ahead, film a video, edit it, upload it every single day. And you really don't need tens of millions of followers on YouTube to make money from it. I would say my channel as an education channel makes more money than a channel with 1 million subscribers that does gaming or something like that, just because YouTube values my audience more, or the advertisers do in better terms, just because these are people that want to learn and are taking action on that instead of just people being entertained, which is usually a younger demographic. So a YouTube channel can be very, very valuable, and even if it is gaming, that's still a valuable asset to have. You can make money from it, and there's a lot of other income streams that you can build out of YouTube. The affiliate marketing things that I showed earlier in this video came from this YouTube channel. So there's a lot of things you can do with a YouTube channel aside from just making that initial ad revenue. But if you don't know what to make a channel on, or maybe that's not something for you, you can go back to my first videos. You can see how different I am now talking compared to then. It was very, what's up guys, my name is Tanner. Today, it was very, very basic. I had a lot of cuts because I couldn't keep talking over and over, and it's a trial and error process. You get better as time goes on, just like anything else. But I would say make a channel about your journey, whether it's about making money as a teenager. That's something people are very, very interested in right now in 2021. You can get a lot of views just by showing your journey, what you're doing, and how your progress is. And you don't have to be making a ton of money to make videos about this. People just want to see the journey and see that it's real and that it can actually happen. And if that's not something you want to do, just think of something that you do consistently and something that you enjoy that you can make content on. Because if you're playing video games every day with your friends, why not record it? If you have funny moments and stuff, post those videos on YouTube. Do live streams, anything like that. Even if it's something, you like playing music, cool. Do covers on YouTube. There's tons of channels, that succeed in every different niche, and there's no reason you can't be a creator. There's so many successful YouTubers. I'm friends with several of them, and it's cool to see how they've been able to build the businesses purely based off of, creativity and consistency. So YouTube is a cool thing. I think it's a great platform that even if you don't make money from it off of ad revenue, it leads to so many other opportunities in your life, and it's a very valuable asset to have. So there's 2 more things I want to touch on in this video that I've been able to make money from as a teenager consistently. And the first one is drop servicing. So pretty much what that is, it's similar to drop shipping, but instead of it being a physical product, so you don't really have to worry more about shipping times and physical products being damaged. You're drop servicing. So there's a big demand in the market right now in general, just for things like graphic design or consistent social media posting, customer support, things like that that you can outsource. So an example that I'm doing right now for drop servicing is, I sell an offer here on my channel and to my audience, pre-built Shopify stores. That's something that I've done for several months now, and we provide really quality stores, and it's taken a while to get to that point. But, I am not doing that myself. I pay a team, less than what it costs me to make these stores, and that's just how businesses work. Obviously, if I sold it for what it costs, I'm going to be losing money. So that's just a real life example of what drop servicing actually is. It's providing a service digitally that is something you're not doing yourself. So there's a lot of different things that you could be doing in drop servicing, whether it ranges from social media monitoring with virtual assistants to anything else, literally any digital service, whether it's even writing copy for ads, anything like that. So now the last one I'm going to talk about here is not really a business, but it's something I've been able to make money with online that is not physical labor, which is currency trading. So I myself am pretty new to this, but I've had a student, a successful e-commerce student and YouTuber who actually does very, very well trading, cryptocurrencies, and he's made a lot of money from that. And he's like, 16 years old, 17 years old, and that's super, super cool to see. So me personally, I'm investing more for long term, but there's a lot of people that day trade, and whether that's on Forex or cryptocurrencies or just actual stocks themselves. So just take advantage of those opportunities and do your own research and study people that are successful in it. The biggest thing that I can tell you here in this space, as a teenager who's tried a lot of different businesses, the ones I've told you here in this video are just ones that have worked, but there are 10 times more what I've told you of things that haven't worked. So make sure to study, use your tools, free resources online, study people that are doing better than you and what you're trying to be good at, and sort of don't copycat them exactly, but take bits and pieces from different people in the space that you're trying to get into and do it on your own, trial and error, invest into yourself, whether that's through courses or mentorship programs or whatever else it may be, books. It doesn't matter. Invest in yourself. It's the best investment you can make, especially as a teenager. So go through trial and error. Take advantage of all the opportunities out there right now. There's a lot of money out there in this world. There's a lot of money to be made, and you can do that as a teenager. You don't have to be an adult to be successful. I have way more successful friends that are very, very young than people that are, in their 50s and 60s and 70s. Now, there are different levels of wealth, but you can become rich as a teenager. There's no reason why you can't, and there's tons out there, especially with the opportunities right now with e-commerce, YouTube, and just social media in general. So take advantage of these opportunities. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a big like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.